And we're back
And we're back.
after a 2-week hiatus. Okay.
Goddamn right.
For those who didn't know, we took a break. One week.
If you don't follow our Instagram, you wouldn't know that.
Exactly.
So you should follow it
Right here.
right there. Bam.
We took like a week and a half break. I don't know how to say the week. Is it like 2-week break technically? It's like a 1 week break.
That was like 1 week.
Yeah,
Well,
but then you don't post for so long, so it's like a 2-week.
so we posted on Friday, and then
Oh, we'll post this Friday.
it's like a week and a half, maybe.
Yeah, like a week. And real quick before we slide by this is the new decoration that we have. I don't know. Let us know what you think. What do you
Like
think,
it looks
Chris?
like shit.
Mid.
This is more my choice, I think. We're looking at like plushy little cute pillows. After we had the boba, R.I.P. the fucking boba, dude.
Damn, I kind of wish you
God
took
damn
it back. I mean, it makes sense because it was a gift.
I hope you're happy. So
Yeah.
it's great. It's great.
It's great for us, right? It made us grow. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah, so I wanted something cool to have. Plus, Isaura, our guest that we had on a couple times, good friend, she was like, "You guys should get fun pillows. I think it'd make it like more cozy and like a nice, comfortable environment." So we're looking on Amazon and shit, and I liked this one. I think Jaime was like, he's kind of on the fence about it, but he's like, all right, fuck it.
No, I like it. Oh, I mean, in person?
No, when we were shopping.
Oh,
online.
yeah. I think I was like more whatever about it. But in person, I really enjoy it. Like,
Yeah, I
especially
really
now
liked
it's here and you committed. And then they got this other one.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I didn't even know it was double sided when I got it.
Let me know what you guys like. Face B or face A. I like that a lot.
I like it a lot, and I think it complements the paintings a lot too. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, let us know what you think about that.
We'll probably have more throughout too, which will be fun to have. You know,
Mhm.
little decorations. But it's hard not to get overwhelming. You know, like
Yeah.
to get too much clutter.
That break was hitting, wasn't it?
It was good.
Fuck.
It's like when you actually get like a long vacation from work, like even like a 4-day, you know, or they give you
Mhm.
a free whatever, and you're like, wow, that felt longer than usual. You know,
It felt really long. I was thinking that earlier because I was like, damn. Like it felt like more than a week because I don't know. It's just like the pod's always on my fucking mind, especially like when we're posting every week. So it's so fucking nice just to
Mhm.
like not have to worry about it for a while. It was really sick. But
that was fun.
we've been living it up a little bit, you know.
We
I've been letting my hair down a little bit.
Uh-huh. We've been going out a lot. Couple of duo endeavors, you know.
couple of dream team endeavors.
Dream team.
Some drinking. I've been drinking a little bit more. Fuck.
Yeah.
I think there was like 2 or 3 weekends I drank in a row. I was like, holy shit, what is
And
going on?
Keep in mind, Chris was sober for about like 2 years, you know.
Yeah, if you've been keeping up and like watching from the beginning of the pod, yeah, I went a cool like year without drinking at all or smoking. So
Mhm.
this is a big deal for me a little bit.
And how do you feel? Like, do you feel like a lot of guilt, or no? Like you're like justified, everything's fun.
No, I feel like I'm living.
That's good.
It's nice, dude. It's been fucking fun. The hangovers are gnarly. Like I've talked about this before, but I feel like just the come down and like hangover affects me a lot. Like I get kind of depressed and
yeah.
feel the blues the next day. So that's been a little rough. One time I drank, me and you drank with some friends that we met,
Mhm.
and god damn, we went hard. Like I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, fuck, because I think we had like 5 to 7 shots probably, and then some seltzers, like
Yeah.
3 White Claws or something like that. And that's a lot for me. Like my tolerance is so fucking low.
Mhm.
Like I think I had 1 White Claw, and I was like, yeah, I'm buzzed. Like I feel it, you know.
And it's crazy.
So,
Now, like as an adult, I'll take
Mhm.
like buy a shot of something or stuff like that. Like you take that one, it just like hits you. Like,
Yeah,
how
you're
one
like,
shot
I'm
like
so
really
social
hits
right
you.
now.
You know? Yeah, like
exactly.
it's crazy.
bro.
Like the power.
Literally. And then we drank soju the other day with Lindsay. That was on the podcast. It's pretty cool
Hey.
because we've been hanging with her, so that was pretty dope.
And she got us some soju with different flavors. Shout out her.
She got us hella gifts too, which was so fucking nice. Like we've gotten fan mail from LXX. Shout out the sign in our cups. But yeah, this was the only other fan to like get us a gift, which was super sick. She got
Yeah,
us a bunch of mugs, so that's sick. So I think we'll try to like alternate those in and out on the pod.
I
at
think
some
with
point,
guests, you'll probably see them. Like we'll probably give them to guests, and hopefully they
Yeah.
can drink them. You know,
But-
good colors.
yeah, they're sick.
A good colorful for the gray couch.
Yeah.
Colorful stuff. You know.
Good variety. But yeah, she brought soju too, which is like a Korean beverage, alcoholic. And
Alcoholic?
and I had one and I was fucking buzzed, but they're pretty strong. I think they're like 17% or some shit. And I was
I
like,
didn't
"Woof,
even look.
goddamn.
Yeah,
But,
I think
yeah.
it took one took a while. you
Yeah,
know?
it took me a long ass time to drink it. I'm like, holy shit. But yeah, I'm fucking lightweight as shit, dude. Like when we were in Mammoth, I took one hit of the joint, and I was fucking
God.
lit until I went to sleep. Like, yeah, shit hits me really easily. So, but it's been fun. It's been fun letting loose, you know.
What's like your mindset on when you decide to drink versus like when you don't?
Okay, lately, fuck. Because do you know what I'm gonna say?
No.
Fuck. Well, it just depends on the factors. Like, okay, one thing I don't like is when I say no to drinking and somebody's like, just one or like just a little bit. And I'm like, if I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna fucking drink. Like, if I'm gonna drink, I want to be drunk. I'm not gonna drink a fucking one seltzer and like barely feel anything. That's it. Like, I want it to be worth it, you know? So I like that when it's like a time when I'm like, okay, we're all gonna get like really drunk, not just like, oh, we're gonna fuck around a little bit and like, you know.
I feel like just alcohol isn't tasteful enough to be like drinking without an effect in a sense. Like, you know, it's not like we just want to get drunk every time. It's just like what's the point of drinking?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if that's a good mentality, but it's like, well, because we spaced it out too, very like pretty good.
I mean,
recently,
literally, it's like if I drink it.
Except
I think it should be good. Just plug it back in. Jaime just unplugged his mic, so let's see what's going on here.
Run me through the mud. You run me
Alright, ready?
through the mud.
Your chords fucking figured out, bud.
3. Oh,
You want to do it to me?
just not even counting down. We're back.
We're back.
We don't need no countdown. So Chris pulled his mic.
Shut the fuck.
Chris had to take a shit.
I had to take a shit.
But we're back. Hopefully as good as a quality as we were 10 seconds ago.
It's looking good. Imagine they can't hear fucking anything for the next like hour. I'd kill myself.
We sound like a different language.
I know. We're underwater. I think we should be good though. But I was talking about how I decide if it's worth it to drink or not, and it's just like, do I think it's gonna be worth it? Do the pros outweigh the cons? You know, like, because if I'm gonna put toxicity into my body, it better be goddamn worth it. You know, so it's like,
If you're gonna put rat poison inside you.
if all the homies are there, the whole squad, and everybody's drinking, I'm probably gonna drink. You know, like, not this whole like last year I wouldn't have, but now I'm just saying, yeah, fuck it. I'm starting to let loose a little bit. And like when we were in Mammoth, that was like a great example. Like, sick ass place, memorable trip. Like, I'm gonna remember that for the rest of my life, you know. And if there's girls there, I might drink too. So just throw that.
Might be more inclined, huh?
Yeah.
You're more social all of a sudden, Chris.
Just, you know, I like to let my whole authentic self come out. You know what I mean?
No walls, no barriers.
No barriers. Nothing. Isn't that crazy? I was thinking about that because, okay, my mom called me the other night,
Oh,
and she was fucking plastered, and she needed me to come pick her up. Okay, it's gonna be like 30 minutes. All right, bye.
30 minutes? That's what you told me before.
From some like little fucking function she was at. I don't know, but she was wasted. And then my sister was telling me about it the next day. It sounded so fucking funny. My mom has a broken ass foot, right? She has a broken foot, so she wears a boot, like one of those boots, you know. Put a picture. And she snuck in, like, you know, those little mini bottles of hard liquor. She snuck in like fucking 5 bottles of those
Really?
in her
Joanne.
boot. In the boot.
Wait, where did she go?
It was in Oakdale, some like, it's called Oktoberfest or something. Her friends like,
Is it the one where they do the jewels to show the tits and they're like, hey! She comes back with hella jewels on her neck.
oh my god, I had the best fucking night. I had the best time, kid.
I had the best night, Chris.
No, but like my sister went with her, and it's just like, it's just crazy how, because my mom's like in her 50s, and so are like all her friends who were there, you know?
Could have fooled me.
Shut the fuck.
I'm just kidding.
Cuts to Jaime saying he wants to be soft with my mom. Do you think my mom's hot? Let's just clear the air here. What's going on here?
I think she's attractive. Like, I think she's like, I'd want to be soft with her. Stop, because she might have not seen. Chris, okay,
Dude,
so
we had this.
I went over to Chris's, right? He asked me for a favor. He needed me to put a stand on top of his TV, so I had to go to his old house where his mom lives, right?
Yeah.
And then I get there, you know, Chris says, hey, and then his mom comes out and says, oh, I've been watching the pods, you know, or she said
Yeah.
something, and I was like, oh, you watch the pod? She's like, yeah. Well, what did she say exactly that I was like, wait.
It was like, I don't know, but she was making it seem like she watched, because she doesn't watch every single pod, and it depends what we talk about, like that we mentioned in the title, Because if it's like losing my virginity, my mom's not gonna watch it, which I fucking am so grateful for. But
She has that awareness. Where
she
she's
was
like, "Maybe it's
saying
just
like,
too
oh
much."
yeah, I watched the last couple or something, and in the last couple, fucking Jaime was saying like, he's making comments about my mom and like.
It's a moment of weakness.
I think I asked him if he'd bang my mom, and he was like, I just want to be really gentle with her.
So when she was saying all that, I thought she had seen it, you know, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, great!" And then she mentioned something else, and she hadn't seen this last one, and I was like,
Thank
"So that
God.
means now we're bringing it up again."
Again, yeah.
Which means now she has double the opportunity to see it, which is tragic.
I
Because
know.
I just don't want to see her.
You
face.
just never know, cause like she listened to the last one with Lindsay too, and she hecka liked it. She's like, dude, she was a good guest, and like she thought it was great. But she's like, oh, I'm only halfway done, and I'm thinking like, fuck, I know like in the second half of the last pod, I talk about when we went to a strip club and I asked to suck on a stripper's titties. So like that's great. Like my mom's gonna fucking hear that, you know? And
She said, didn't she tell a story about the club when we were over there, the gentleman's club? Like her friend had went and
I
something
think
happened.
she was saying one of my uncles used to go, and I think that uncle may or may not watch this. I have like a really cool aunt and uncle couple, and my mom like gave him the name of our pod because they used to love like Valley Boys and shit back in the day. Shout
Here's
out.
the link,
Only
so you
the
can just
fucking
keep
real
sus-
ones though.
Oh, jeez.
God damn. But they used to love that, so they might be watching the pod. I don't know, but yeah, my uncle he used to go to like the strip club that's in Modesto. It's closed down now, but she was like, oh, he used to go there, and I'm like, that makes me feel a little bit better, you know?
Yeah, he's such a kind soul too.
Yeah. But I think I was saying about the drinking thing. It's just so fucking funny because like my mom and like all her friends there, they're all like nurses, they're like professionals in society, you know, like they have to conduct themselves in a certain way, you know, they're basically slaves to society, you know, but it's like you're just expected to uphold yourself in a certain way. And then also it's like they're just grown-ups, like they're so mature, you know.
So it's like
But then-
double like.
Yeah,
standard.
but then the alcohol just brings out like so much in anybody. Like if it's anybody, it just brings out like everything that's inside. Like it's just so fucking funny. Like my mom's sneaking in fucking alcohol. She's dancing on her broken foot. Like she starts talking shit about everybody. You know, like literally I went to this wedding with her the other day. I was her date to the wedding, and she got fucking wasted there too. My mom's not an alcoholic, but
It's debatable. She hasn't technically gone checked and answered the survey, but you know.
Yeah, but she just starts talking shit about like everybody who's there and like screaming in my ear about like gossiping, all this type of shit. I'm like, damn, it's crazy. How alcohol just brings out the truth, you know? It's the fucking truth serum, you know?
It is interesting how like no matter what, everyone kind of folds, you know, to alcohol.
Yeah.
It's like no matter what,
Mhm.
you might conduct yourself differently, but you're still conducting yourself differently, you know.
And I was just thinking like, sorry, were you done?
no, yeah, I was. I guess.
Like I feel like it's just scary. It's scary to me because it's like, why are they drinking that hard, you know? Like, do you just lose track of the drinks throughout your drunkenness of the night? Or is it like all the pressures of society and your job and having to act a certain way and fucking wake up to your alarm clock every morning? Like, is that what made you like, I'm gonna fucking enjoy this day? Like, I'm gonna get wasted, like super fucking wasted? Or is it like, you just happen to have fun? You know? I always think of that.
I definitely
What's
do
the root
because it's
here?
like what really is going on. It's like when you
Yeah.
see a relationship and you're like, are you happy or are you just faking it? It's like you can really see just
Yeah.
it could be really two different big things or like a mix of both, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's almost like when full-time people, they really enjoy their weekends, you know, like they really go ham on their weekends. They're disciplined throughout the week, you know, like they just do like work, maybe one hobby, if that, mostly not, you know.
Mhm.
And if it's anything, it's not that long. And then like responsibility stuff, because like usually you're gonna be living by yourself. So then the weekend, it's like you take everything you can, you know. And I
Mhm.
feel like alcohol probably the same thing. It's just like allows that to be like I could finally let loose, you know. And it's
Yeah,
scary because I'm
let
like
it all out.
you know, like
Yeah.
damn, like no way these are like the two things, you know, or like two signs.
It kind of scared me a little bit about my mom too, because she's been like injured, and she's very like type A personality, likes to be doing shit all the time, like never rests, and like she can't even sleep. She's like me, but I know that's taken like such a toll on her, because she literally tells me like, yeah, I'm like depressed. I hate being inside all the time. All I do is like watch Netflix, you know. And so I'm like, damn, that's probably why she's been drinking so much, you know? Or like when she does drink, she goes fucking hard, you know? I feel like when I was in college, like there were certain semesters where I went so fucking hard, like I took way too many units. I had so much pressure. I never had free time. So when I could drink, I would fucking drink, and I would like throw up. Like I would drink that fucking much.
Mhm.
But
Just
yeah.
like relieving everything.
Yeah, I got a little thing here that I wanted to whip out. So you can entertain the audience for 20 seconds.
Well, you know what they say. Eye contact's better than talking. Fuck. I already missed the eye contact immediately. God damn it.
Jaime's birthday's coming up. It's our fucking birth month, bitches. If you didn't know. Fucking Libra and Scorpio season. So I thought I'd give him a little gift-see. I never do this.
Seriously?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I'm so
Who
unthoughtful.
put you
bro.
out to this? Was it the company shareholders? Did they give me something?
Marketing talked to me and they said, look, it's going to look really good for branding if you guys have like a little soft moment here. But yeah, dude, I'm really like unthoughtful, and
I like the bag.
it's pretty good, huh?
It is really pretty.
festive. But yeah, so I'm trying to do this a little more. But you could read that card first before you open it. I don't know if you could read my writing, but you could give it your best shot.
We'll have a picture on the screen.
All right.
Jaime, you're the best co-host I could ever ask for.
Already.
Fuck. You're my best friend. And I love eternal love. And I love eternal love for you.
Fuck, did I put a typo? God damn it. I wrote that when you're in the shower right now. I wrote it so
Really?
quick. I was
Really?
like, fuck. Yeah.
That's why when I was coming early, you're like, oh shit. You know?
Yeah, I hit it. You walked in the door and I was writing and I was like, oh, fuck. And I hit
It's in
it.
your ass crack. Okay. And I'm just going to correct it. And I have eternal love for you. I can't wait to keep manifesting the shit out of the universe with you. I love what we're building together, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for us. Crime for life. From your other half, Chrissy Poo. Oh, God damn it. Let's not get sappy here. Oh,
good, huh?
that means a lot. That's
Jaime's
good.
birthday is October 12th, too, just in
Yeah.
case anybody wanted to, like, you know,
Yeah, send me something.
send him a DM or the gift or
Yeah, I
a
hear-
bomb,
you know,
something
his-
like that, you know?
His PO box is here. I'm sure if you guys have, some extra time or something, I don't know. The feed guys, I give this for free.
We do this for you, so.
Do this for you, the people. It's my birthday.
The people.
Just kidding.
The people
I really
of
like that
Gotham
he
City.
he didn't even just get a bag. He put the stuffing paper. you
Oh,
know?
yeah.
I don't know what it's called. Is it stuffing paper?
Tissue paper?
Bingo. Fucking snake.
Oh, it's a snake, all right. You'll see.
Why is this? You sick fuck.
What do you think, man?
Yo, it's a snake, all right? I don't even want to double because it might seep through.
I know, be careful with the fucking camera. You might do some blurring here.
Chris, this is good.
So we got a couple angles of my rock hard penis here.
I don't know if it's the black and white, but this is really doing angles here.
I actually just went with the black and white because I didn't want to fuck up my mom's printer cartridge. Like,
No,
you
your
know?
mom's printer.
Dude, I had to go to my mom's house. That's why I was running so late before this
Wait,
pod.
can we say what it is?
Wait, is that in the shot? Jesus.
No, wait, this is it. You sick fuck.
I had to go to my fucking mom's house.
Okay, real quick, what is it? So I'll describe it.
Yeah.
So it's basically, have you guys ever seen the worms in the dirt when you take out grass and you see the little worms squirming? It's like you grab one of those and put it on a paper.
I fucking knew you were going to say something like that. You said it was good.
It was really good. It's Chris's dick.
It's my rock
Oh
hard
my
penis.
God,
I don't
that
think
is
you've ever
crazy.
seen me rock hard,
And
so
we've
that's why I was kind of like...
real quick, yeah, we never said anything like this. Like, we sent each other maybe like a flaccid dick just to be
Yeah,
funny every
yeah,
once in a
yeah.
while, but never like, this is like something you'd send to someone.
Yeah, those are... I spent time on that. There were those two... There's three there. Two were today. I broke my FAP cleanse of a couple days.
You sick.
Actually, I've been fapping it. But yeah, I got done working on my house. I have a little project going on. And I went in my room before I napped, and I said, you know what? I'm going to take these fucking pictures right now.
But you didn't think of it
There's
with
two
intent.
angles there. We got a straight up, just straight. The phone's in my hand right here. Bam. And then we got the side angle. But I took notes from Lindsay. I didn't do it from underneath where my face is in it. I did a side one. No way, it's just sitting there.
Blows into the shot.
Where you can see the balls, but like not. Is the gooch in there? I don't know.
On the side one?
A little bit.
Slightly,
There's
but
a
it's shaven. So it looks
tiny
like,
bit.
well, is it shaven or is that
Yeah,
your leg hair?
No, it's shaven.
That's why you go down there.
I
huh?
shaved it like
Go down
maybe a
deep.
week ago. But
So
I've seen Jaime's.
Is this nothing?
No, that's everything.
No, is this mean?
I've
Was this
seen-
all some sick gag?
Is this
Was
some
that the
sort of
company
sick
was?
joke?
Was this the company joke? Was this April Fool's?
I've seen Jaime's rock hard penis so many times.
I think more than you've seen his dad.
We've exactly. We've talked about it multiple times in the pod, but like, like Jaime will be with all the homies. We'll all be kicking it, and a slight breeze is enough to get Jaime rock hard, even around his friends. It's very interesting.
Anywhere
it's,
but
it's
in
a
bed.
skill. Anyway, that's an insider. We might.
It's an
talk
insider we
about
might
later.
talk about later.
But yeah, it's when you most need it, it's not there. But yeah, he's really good at on command. It's kind of a gift. He can just get hard, and I can't. I mean, it takes a lot of work for me to get hard in front of my friends or around other men. So I thought, why not? I don't think you've ever seen it. So there it is.
What would you have done if your mom was like, "Oh, Chris, I'll get that for you"? Huh?
Bro, she was there.
Was it worth it?
I went over to her house because I don't have a printer here, and our printer's upstairs. But like, as you're printing, there's like a ledge, and you can see the downstairs. And my mom was talking to me the entire time, which was so hard because I was like so unfocused, and I have like so much anxiety because I'm printing pictures of my fucking penis. And I'm like, bro, like sometimes if you send if you press print too many times, like it'll print one, and then if you stop and turn the printer off, like when the printer turns back on, it'll print those extra ones. So I made sure so many times that like, dude, this cannot
Like,
happen.
turn it off, turn it on, turn it off.
I did like twice.
Print something after this with a blank piece of paper. Like, make
Right.
sure it's all through the system.
I really used so much fucking ink for that. But yeah, I didn't do color because I didn't want to waste her ink. But the black and white was a move, huh?
I really think it added a lot.
Little noir action.
Sending that to someone would be really in the letter. In a letter.
Maybe a fax. The fax would be nice.
Ooh, like.
You put your dick on the copier.
that works. You have to be quick.
It would have to be at work, bro. It wouldn't be anywhere else. Nobody has a fucking fax machine. Okay. That's not the real gift.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, I got
Oh my
something else here tucked under the couch. Here you go, bud. That's the real one.
I don't even know. It's like, it's like when someone breaks your heart. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, I put the pain on you.
You fool me with good food again.
Oh.
Look at it. I think you're gonna like this one. You're gonna like it.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wait, is this my ticket?
Yeah. There's 5 tickets.
Really?
Yeah. So you, me, Noel, Andrew, and Angel.
You already talked to them?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah. I got 5 tickets to Destroy Boys, which is one of Jaime's favorite bands
That's sick.
in
And it's-
Sacramento.
it's
And it's
gonna be
November
so-
11th.
Yeah, no one's
So
gonna
I
be doing
hope
anything.
you're
there.
good.
No, yeah, it's November. The only thing there is Thanksgiving.
For real. But
That's sick. I appreciate it. That's so cool, bro. Like, literally.
I wanted to get you concert tickets for a long ass, or not a long ass time, but like, you just go through these phases with musical artists. I'm like, damn, I should get him tickets for that. Like once it's his birthday. Like this whole summer, I feel like you listen to Tame Impala so much, so I always thought like, oh, that'd be a good ticket. It's like Tame Impala, but then you listen to Destroy Boys all the time. They're like a punk rock band, so they're pretty sick. I've been hella listening to them ever since I bought those. Because I'm trying to learn the lyrics because I fucking hate going to concerts and not knowing the lyrics. But yeah, I was pretty shook. We always talk about our friends on here, but yeah, our main friend group is Angel, Andrew, Noel, and then us two. And I asked Noel first at jiu-jitsu, and he was like, fuck yeah, I'm down. And he just sent me money like right away. I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, he was so down. And then Andrew and Angel, I didn't think they would be down because they don't really listen to that type of music. But instantly, I sent them a text, and they were like, yep. And I was like, holy shit. So...
Did you tell him why, or just like, do you want to go to a concert?
No,
Or
yeah, I
like-
said for him his birthday, I'm gonna buy him tickets to.
Yeah, that's why they say why, because they really the day ones, you know. Any other context, they probably would have to think about it.
Yeah,
you know.
I'm
God
fucking hyped
damn.
though. I'm
Good
so
shit.
excited.
Thank you for setting that up. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's
Now
as
everybody
close as
knows
we
what
get.
a good person I am. That's so head
So it
ass
is a
that I did that on the
marketing
pod.
scheme, huh?
but-
You can't just do it behind the closed
For
doors.
real, I'm so head ass.
Is there anything transparent or anything left?
anything sacred anymore?
Literally.
But
No, it's cool. Yeah, and the last time I went to a concert, We're not gonna count the Fools Fighter.
Oh, the Foo Fighters.
The Foo Fighters,
Cover
but they're
band?
the cover, so we call them the Fools.
Yeah.
But that was really fun, actually, really good. But before that, I believe it was Flatbush Zombies, which was a few years ago by now, which is like hard to top. You know?
Yeah.
So
The
I think
banger.
that's why also like I never even like pushed for a concert tube. It was just like, damn, like that was such a standard, you know?
Yeah.
And just like how much I felt. So it's like, and you know, like I rotate through artists so much, you know? Like
Yeah.
I go so ham for an artist for just a little bit and then I
And
go
they're
to
just
another
gone.
one. Yeah, gone. And like I forget, you know?
Like Tears in the Rain.
But Destroy Boys has been like a really big, like long one. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they're my number one for 2022. They should
Yeah,
be.
I think
should
they will be.
You know? And
Yeah.
damn, that all the boys are going to, and it's in Sacramento. We could probably even stay the night.
That's
too.
what I was thinking.
Was
Is
it
maybe an
Saturday?
Airbnb. Yeah, it's in Sac.
Oh man.
It's sick, dude. I'm so fucking hyped. And it's like a smaller like
Ooh.
venue too, so it's pretty cool because we'll
Yeah.
be close.
And they're big. They're not like big, but they're like enough people. There'll be a lot of people, but
Yeah.
not enough where it's like you don't have to get VIP. Like,
Yeah,
you
we're
can,
not
like,
going to see Bad Bunny. It's like we
Yeah.
could fucking we'll be close.
Like we
you
might
know?
even like be able to say hey, you know?
Hopefully.
I flash
something
on my
like that.
tits. Sign it, please.
It's at if anybody wants to come meet us, any Crimea fans,
We'll be there.
It's at the Ace of Spades in Sacramento,
We'll have a meet and greet before and after.
which is it's small. It's like a small venue, but it's like standing only, so it's like general admission. Like whenever you get there, you just go as close as you want. And
Wow, we're gonna
yeah,
get there early.
so if you
then.
get there early, we could get a really good spot. But yeah, it just depends. But they're a gnarly ass band, so I'm certain that there's gonna be a mosh pit, and I'm like, fuck,
Ooh,
like that's
some-
gonna be gnarly.
Some of the
'cause
songs do get
I don't
intense.
know. Yeah, a lot of them. So I'm like, damn, I don't know.
When
how
they
to
start,
navigate that.
when she just starts screaming and it's just
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
you know, you really feel it.
They go
and
fucking hard.
It's like political stuff too, and like big good stuff where it's like I know that brings out emotion, you know.
They're also from Sacramento too, so I think it's gonna be like a good show because hometown, you know.
God, we just get.
I hope
trampled.
they fucking like play a lot of songs.
I think they will. I think
their
it'll be.
hometown.
Wow, that's banging. Dang.
I'm fucking excited though.
And it's only in a month, 2 months.
Yeah. Or yeah, it's coming up.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Damn, Jaime's birthday's in what 11, 10 days.
Just about. I'm gonna be the old 22.
Damn.
Banging numbers.
Be 23.
I haven't even planned anything. Like I haven't thought about it. I'm still thinking.
Mhm.
Like now, I'm actually having to think. 'Cause, fuck, I gotta tell people.
Yeah.
I'm like debating on like, do I want a lot of people or do I just want like 8 people or less? You know, because it
Mhm.
just changes a lot. Because
Yeah.
it's like you have like a lot of like close friends, really close friends, and then a lot of like really close friends, but like just like underneath where it's like I just like inviting like one person from that list makes me want to invite everyone else. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like kind of like an all or nothing, you know. But I'm excited. It's just hard with like people's work schedules. You definitely have to plan more. But I'm excited. I mean, birthdays are definitely different like as you get older, you know. But for the most part, I always have a good time. I just always get like kind of sad after, you know, like just same with like the drinking thing and the getting happy. It's kind of
Just
like
a
you're just always
bummer.
like, oh, so peaceful and like it
Now
was so
what?
it was so like magical in a sense, you know. And then but I'm obviously trying to get better at that and just like now I know what it is and I'm excited and like if everything works out, I gotta also like lower my expectations too because sometimes I want like everyone and everything to happen perfectly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's like you always say like the present is the only thing that's real. So like whatever happens is gonna like happen. You know, like that's
Yeah.
it's happening. So it's like happened. Like you gotta accept. You know.
I feel like one thing that we gotta be careful with is like, or at least me, like I get so excited, and I've been meeting like a lot more people lately. I feel like, especially from starting the pod, because we become like friends with a lot of people who we have on, and like I get so excited and I want to invite everybody, but then I have to remember like when you get hella people together that don't know each other, like there's gonna be more pressure on you. I feel like to be like the mediator and make sure everybody's having a good time. Whereas if it's like just your besties, like it's gonna make a fucking good time regardless. So it's like I get excited because I'm like, oh, we should fucking invite this person and this person, this person. And I'm like, okay, but they don't even know each other,
Yeah.
and then it's gonna
I
be
know,
kind of
like-
like forced, you know?
You get so like excited and like you want all the options to happen. You know, like me and Chris have a lot of love for the people that we meet. You know,
Yeah.
and not very surface level. Like really do have deep love for the people. So like I feel like when we do things, we're always thinking of like, oh, we should invite this person. Oh, we should invite a person. Like if we go to the beach, we have like a lot of people that just random. But then if we change the locations, then we think of these other people. 'Cause,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
We like to like we know where people would fit and have fun and like do stuff, you know. So then when it's like your birthday, where it's like you're the center, so like it's the best scenario technically for like to invite anyone. Like, you know, it's not like, oh, we're doing this, so like maybe this person wouldn't want to go. It's like it's your birthday. I'm sure like they'll want to go to anything. But like you said, the more people you invite, the more you have to think. And like me and Chris have said this before, but like the most comfortable I feel like is when you're just not thinking, you know?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's like it's interesting dynamic. It sucks because like you just want to make everyone happy, but then you gotta do that.
Yeah.
And then the family dynamic is a big thing. Like recently I've been just doing like you know, family thing that's like at night, like a dinner usually with a couple of my really close friends, and then the friend thing, you know. So now a family thing, you got to add that, like how am I going to fit that in there? But that one's always fun and smooth. It's really nice to see everyone. Like luckily for me, like my family's been getting bigger and bigger. Like I haven't been as close with them, but they definitely like still always show up for my birthdays, which is really nice. Like just like, damn, this is the day I could kind of see everyone, you know?
Yeah.
Like you just have to enjoy it, you know? Like you literally like have to enjoy it. Like there's no bad vibes, you know? And then all the kiddos, which is always the big thing, is like, damn, kiddos.
Yeah. We were just talking, I think like last night, because we hung out with Lindsay, and me and Lindsay were saying how we don't like Christmas anymore. Like,
I hate
Christmas. I hate it. Christmas just doesn't like hit the same for me anymore. So I'm just like, I'm just whatever about Christmas now. But my birthday is like something that's never faded. Like I get so fucking excited for my birthday like every year, because I'm like, it's just all about me, you know? And it's like, that's nice. It's nice to have one day where we can shamelessly just be like, all right, everybody fucking get together for me, you know? Everybody worship me. So.
And I think people gotta like accept that with your birthdays. It's like you should be a little selfish, you know?
Yeah.
And like, especially like us as people pleasers, like those are the days where you're like, you know what, you should be selfish. Like it's like, god damn, it's just the one day, like shit, you know? You only get one, literally, you know?
That being said, I have no fucking idea what I'm doing for my birthday. I don't know. Do you even know? Because we have that, but that's November, so I'm like, I don't know.
I want to just B&B somewhere cold.
Cold, like a cabin,
because like
cozy.
it's just such a weird in between time. So if I could find a place that's cold, then it'd be fine, you know?
Yeah.
Which I'm sure if we go somewhere in a month, it'll be cold. You know?
Little Reno action.
Fuck, it's in 12 days. I think I'm gonna do it like in November though.
Oh yeah.
Or the second weekend of October. The only thing is that's pushing it. But that would be perfect.
There's just so many birthdays in like succession too, so that I feel like it gets a little weird there because Andrew's is in between ours, right?
Yeah. This is, I believe, okay, sorry, Andrew. It's anywhere from the 22nd to the 24th.
Yeah, I'm really bad with birthdays too, so I don't know. But I think it is in there.
I believe it's the 23rd and yours is the 26th, right?
Yeah, mine's 26th.
I thought his was like right before you.
Yeah, it's kind of hairy in there because it's like we take a trip for you, but then mine's fucking next week. So it's like, I don't know. But we'll see. I'm sure, like, hopefully if we take a trip with the concert, that can be like a cool, like everybody's birthdays.
The three of us, you know?
You know? That'd be cool. Little jiu-jitsu in Roseville.
Ooh, which Chris started and he wants to update.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. So let's get into that. Why not? Yeah, like 2 episodes ago, I think I talked about how I was about to start jiu-jitsu. And yeah, I started it. It's been like 2 or 3 weeks in. I think this will be my 3rd or 4th week. I don't remember.
This might be 4th or 3rd.
Yeah.
Just
Same
option.
what I fucking said. Shh. You're pretty with your mouth shut. Somebody told me that recently, and I fucking loved it. Yeah, I started that. Super cool. I started with Noel, our friend. I'll put some pictures here. But it's fucking fun, dude. It's way more fun than I imagined it. I could definitely see it being something that I will like be super fucking committed to, and I'm gonna be super annoying like Jaime. I used to get hella annoyed because everything with Jaime had to be worked around his like practice schedule. And it's like you either die the hero or you live long enough to become the villain. And now I'm
Mr. Like I'm free at 8 p.m. which
Literally.
actually just happened today. The guest that we had previously, Brenda, and one of her friends,
Marina.
Chris's friends.
Yeah.
Marina. All right, cut me.
Sorry.
I'll say it.
Bitch.
And they had just invited us to hang out. And we're like, God, we got a pod today. I'm not free until fucking 8:30 tomorrow. Like it's like just such an L, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like the grind. It's like, I mean, like I just hope. I'm like grateful for the people who could do it, and I understand for the people who can't. You know?
Like make plans with you, you mean?
Yeah.
The people that are actually willing to be like, yeah, I'll hang out at 10 p.m.
Yeah, I'm like,
on a
okay,
Tuesday.
like, I'm really grateful because I know that's hard. You know?
Yeah,
And then for
no,
people who
for
don't,
sure.
like, I kind of get it. I still get upset 'cause I'm like, oh, God damn it, can we just make it work? But that's me in general with any plan at any time. Like, I get so upset about when plans don't like happen, you know?
Yeah.
Or when something doesn't happen. Like, it would affect my day so much. And this is more too like, I guess it's the same. But like when I only worked weekends, since I was making plans so much, like every day, you know, it was just
Yeah.
like even that you would think, you know, but like still, if one plan out of my whole like 7 days of plans didn't work, I'd be like so upset for that day. Like,
Yeah.
God damn it! It wasn't like, oh, like, you know, whatever, I'll see him. It's like I'd get so pissed, you know, and like I'm trying to accept it, but dude, it's hard because it's like I don't know. I just like I said, it's always about toning down expectations, you know, and like
Yeah.
I get like, you know, like we just said, like the present's like the only thing that matters, but like I focus so much on the future, which like so much wasted energy, you know.
I gotta
So-
go to practice. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's why we always podcast so fucking late at night too, which is kind of crazy because with our guests, it's always worked fine. Like we'll be like, "Hey, can you podcast at 9 p.m.?" and they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Really?" Like, holy shit! I'm always surprised. They're so down for that. But
In this economy,
I just want to squeeze this in here real quick. It's because it's funny. I was hanging out with a friend who's a girl, and I was doing jujitsu moves on her. I was like, "Hey, can I show you this real quick?" It was just fucking funny because that's what Hyman's always fucking done. Not even just the girls, but like I'm
Like, I
sure
show every-
girls,
yeah.
but friends too. And then once I told him that, he's like, "You motherfucker! Like, no way you've become that now."
yeah, because Chris is
Like,
always hating because
Jesus.
I'll show anyone, you know. But he definitely gets upset when I do it with girls too, you know. And then now he's the one, huh? Let me show you a little
such a
rear naked.
head ass thing to do.
But it's
you know?
so cool. But it
It's
is kind of
fun.
like I don't know. You can take it as you want.
Yeah.
You know.
But I'm really excited about it. I hate missing a practice, like when I'm simping or something, you know? It's like, no way I'm missing, you know?
Yeah, Christmas last Friday, but it's okay.
It's whatever. We'll
But,
past it.
How was your?
Injury? Yeah, so it fucking sucks, too, because the reason I didn't want to get into jiu-jitsu for so long is because I was scared to get injured. Like, I know my body, and I feel like it's pretty fragile. Like, any other sport I've done, I've always gotten, like, injuries throughout. Like, baseball, I'd always fucking pull a muscle. We'd never fucking warm up before we start doing sprints. Running, I hurt my knees, like, here and there, and, like, my foot was fucked for, like, a while. And yeah, so I was very timid getting into it. And, of course, the fucking first week, I probably shouldn't have been, like, going as much as I was going. Like, I went to 2 open mats with Jaime, which means, like, you just go and, like, anybody who wants to pull up can pull up, and you just, like, roll with them. So you're rolling with, like, strangers who don't really know you and stuff. I probably went too hard the first week because I went to 2 of those, and they're gnarly. And I went with this dude. He's fucking huge.
Shout out Kirk.
I went with Kirk.
Kirk.
Kirk
He's
Knight.
here's a picture. That motherfucker is huge and he's so nice, but he's so fucking huge and strong and ripped. And I
Yeah.
told this man, so I said, Kirk, can you go with Chris?
You did?
Yes.
I thought he called me out.
No, I was like, hey, Kirk, could you go with Chris real
You
quick?
bitch.
I thought he would like. No, it's not even
It's-
that he's
and-
not soft, but he's definitely not like. No matter how much he tries, he's still kind of big.
I'm
And
130 pounds.
And he's a white
so-
belt too, so it's like if he was a purple belt, a blue belt, like you can move a little bit more. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then he kind of like landed on Chris, just like a little abrupt, and hit his ribs.
Yeah. He landed on me like he's just heavy, bro, and I'm not like my body's not used to this shit either. But yeah, he landed on my ribs like at a weird angle, and my ribs fucking popped like multiple pops. Like, I was like, oh shit. And at first it just scared me. I was like, I think I'm good, but that was fucking scary, you know? It hurt a
You're
little
like,
bit.
Good thing I didn't get hurt.
I know, fuck, literally. I was like, oh, thank God. And then the next day, I was like, like it's just so tender and like deep breaths or laughing or coughing or sneezing or like just using my core at all. I'm like, fuck, it hurts. So yeah, it's been like 2 or 3 weeks that I've been like slowly coming back from that, which sucks. And at first, it was so like demoralizing because I was like, bro, I just started this. I hella like it, but I'm already fucking injured. So it's like when I go to practice, I can't even like go hard. I just do like really easy, simple shit, which I hate. Like I fucking hate watching everybody like go ham, and I'm just like kind of competitive too. So it's like no way like you're getting yours in and I'm not getting mine in. You know?
That's
so
good.
I
It's
hate
good fire,
that.
you know. And Chris is like people could take it or. Chris is doing the like good approach at like he's still going, and even like if he couldn't practice, he'd watch, and then if he can practice, he'd do what he can, which is like at least you're going, you know?
Yeah.
Not like fuck, I'm gonna take a month off, and then who knows if you get that urge back, you know? At least you're like staying in it as much as you can.
Yeah,
But
no, yeah.
I had a hip injury too as well, and I would go show up to practice. And be like, I'm just gonna watch, and then seeing everyone roll, I just started rolling.
You just
And
go
I would
in?
keep
You
going,
bitch,
And then
I
I would
hate
be like,
you.
I can't go. Like I just can't go because
Yeah.
I just would just be like, I can't see these people like having a good time and doing it. And,
Oh,
like,
so you
nah.
just stopped going because you knew you couldn't
Yeah, I
control
just,
yourself?
Like, I just can't. You know?
Well, even me, the other fucking last week, like I told myself, yeah, I'm not gonna like roll until next week, and then I fucking rolled. Like mostly because Jaime and Angel came because we go to different gyms as of right now, and they came and they're blue belts, so they're like way more experienced and they know like how to go softly with me. But everybody else at our gym is a white belt, and white belts are very like spazzy and like fucking aggressive and like hurting each other. So I felt like really comfortable going with Angel. It still hurt a little bit. I don't think I should have done it. Like I think I probably took like one step back in the healing process, but it was fucking so fun. Like it felt so good to like do it again, you know?
Mhm.
But yeah, that's that. That sucks, but small progress is better than no progress, right?
Goddamn right.
We're hoping to have the 2 jiu-jitsu people on, father and son, in our community.
We're not gonna say the names.
Yeah, fuck. We haven't even asked them yet, so they might say
Yeah.
no. So
Well, I just want to keep it like vague too until we say it. But
that'll be cool.
yeah,
though.
hopefully if they both say yes or even just one of them, we'll have them on. You know?
Yeah, so we're gonna do that. But one like last thing I want to say about jiu-jitsu so far, the community is so fucking cool so far. Like our like professor, I don't know what you call him, coach at our
Yeah,
place.
professor.
Yeah,
Sensei, but professor.
yeah,
No, professor.
yeah. Our professor, the guy who teaches me in Noel and at the Turlock Aries gym, he's so fucking sick. His name's Thiago. He's super fucking nice. He's hella cool so far, so I'm really fucking with that. And then also just the community as a whole, like when I go to like the open mats in fucking Tracy, like a whole ass different gym, I don't know anybody. I walk in and they're all so nice to me, and like everybody shakes each other's hands. You're really respectful, but at the same time, like they don't really look at you like you're like below them, even though I am like so far like less experienced than they are. They're super fucking cool. And another thing that's like really cool is like after practice, everybody will go in the parking lot, and like not everybody, but a select group who wants to partake will go in the parking lot and like roll up a joint and smoke, and like there's a smoke sesh, and like they'll be drinking. And I think that's fucking sick because every other sport I've done before is like so frowned upon to partake in any of that. Like baseball for sure was like, what the fuck are you doing? Running especially. Like in high school we met from long distance running, and I always felt like such a villain anytime I would like drink or smoke. So I'm like, dude, I'm a runner. Like this is so bad for me. A lot of runners are just nerds. So it was like I just felt like such an outcast doing that. But in jiu-jitsu, it's like really accepted and stuff, and like everybody will like take shots with each other and stuff. It's really cool to know it's not judgy like that.
It's an interesting dynamic because like even though we still have the whole respectfulness, like the core of like when you walk in, you introduce yourself to everyone with like a little handshake, but it's not like it's like, you know, like hey nice seeing you, oh how you doing, and like quick you even get like some conversations, but you know like you have to do the formalities. You have to wait to like get called upon until like a black belt like lets you on if you're walking to class, and like a lot of respectful things, you know, like at the end of the class you bow and all that stuff, bow and everything. But then there's like it's like the flip side too, where it's just like the chillest place you'll ever be. Like, you know, like you could literally just roll with someone and go like someone's gonna go smoke and they're not gonna be like, you're smoking right now, like
Yeah.
really, or like, oh you smell like, I guess you don't really smell too hard like smoke, but or like weed, but
This
more
happens
just like
though. Sometimes I walk in, I'm like, it smells like weed in here.
yeah, like it's not
Not
anything
crazy,
crazy, but like I guess you don't want to be the guy that's like overwhelmingly, you
Yeah.
know, like you have a little like whatever, it's like oh you smoked, you know.
Yeah.
But it's cool because it's like it teaches you good stuff of like good manners and everything, then it just teaches you like you could be both, like you
Homie
just chill
shit.
and like have good connections and really like he was saying he just met the people and we're having like really good conversations outside and just chilling, you know, vibing.
Yeah, it's fucking cool. It's so cute too, because like there's a lot of parents who put their little kids into jiu-jitsu and they'll like walk around and like shake everybody's hands when they like leave and stuff, and they're like so small and shy, like they don't even shake my hand right. It's like a weird ass handshake, but they're
You just
like,
cover their hand.
it's so funny, but it's cool. It's really cool so far, and I'm excited for what the future holds. And I just fucking love having something to like grind towards. That's why like I love this podcast so much, and like I've always loved sports and shit. I just always want to get better and get better, and this is something where I'm like, I'm so new at it and there's so far to go. So I'm so fucking excited just to like grind. I want to hit like double practices a day, and like yeah, I just want to fucking go hard.
And
See how
hopefully
that
he
goes.
will. Like we'll update you as it goes, but this is the beginning, and I
Yeah.
don't know if he stays, you know.
Yeah, I'm ambitious.
Yeah, it'll be sick.
It's a little scary, but
Then you're dead next podcast.
I
You
know.
never got to do anything.
My ribs are broken in half. I'm just flat.
It actually just exposed a tumor that was growing.
God, fucking cancerous. Jesus Christ. But
You had a story.
I was just saying, I got a story to tell.
You.
This is something that happened a while ago, and I've been wanting to tell it on the pod for a little bit, but I just haven't gotten the chance. But here's our chance. That's why I love solo pods, because it's like all the little things we want to get out that we can't when we have a guest. It's like it's our opportunity, you know. But this is totally switching gears here. It's really random, but yeah, I go to Planet Fitness. That's where I work out. By the way, real quick, our friend Angel is always fucking telling us, like, bro, stop saying names of, like, where you live and where you go and where you work and shit.
So probably bleep that out.
Because we always do that, but I don't really care. It's like it's such a public place. I don't know. I do jujitsu. Just kidding. I don't know shit.
I could handle your ass.
But yeah. Anyways, it's fine. But I go to the gym. You could probably tell I go to the gym. I work out.
I mean, does he really have to say?
But there was this, like, I know this girl now, but at the time I didn't know her. I knew of her, and she knew of me. Like, we were just kind of like acquaintances, but we had never met in person. Jaime knew her more than me, so that's kind of how I knew her, but just like through Jaime and through social media. But I knew she knew who I was. So I was at the gym. I started seeing her for the past, like, I don't know, a week or two before this happened. But I would see her at the gym, and, like, it was one of those things where it's like, we know who we are, but we just didn't say hi to each other. Like, I would try to make eye contact, but she would never, like, make eye contact enough where I could just be like, hey. Like, that's all I want to do is just be like, hey, what's up? Later, you know? That's it. But, yeah, it just never worked out that way. But, yeah, so this is probably, like, I don't know, like the 5th time I saw her in the gym or something. So I show up to the gym. I'm doing my warm-ups. And then I had started, like, my first set of my workout. And I remember looking across the gym, pretty big gym. So it was like, she was kind of far from me. I looked across the gym and I saw her, and she was like working out on a machine. There's this guy that was like standing there talking to her. He was like an older guy. He had a beer belly. He was pretty unattractive. I'm just going to say it how it is.
Jesus.
I mean, I got to paint a picture here.
You really do.
It's like, and the first thought in my head was like, I wonder if she knows that guy. Or, like, I wonder if it's, like, an uncomfortable situation where he's just kind of, like, talking to her and she doesn't really want to talk to him. I was like, yeah, it's not really my business. So I just keep working out. And over the course of maybe, like, 20 minutes, I just kept glancing over every once in a while. And I just noticed, like, no matter which machine she moved to, the guy would, like, keep going to her and talking to her. And I was like, that's interesting, you know? But still, I'm like, maybe it's her uncle or something, you know? It's like somebody she knows. And then it wasn't until this one time I looked over, and she was, like, in the corner of the gym, like, backed into the corner. And the guy was standing, like, really fucking close in front of her, like, maybe, like, 6 inches of space, which I know 6 inches is kind of big. But I'm just kidding.
6 inches. Damn, they were hella far.
No, but he was standing, like, in her personal space, like, obviously. And I was like, fuck. Because I've never done this before. Like, I've never intervened in this kind of situation.
This was, like, what, like maybe a couple months ago?
Yeah, it was a couple months ago, like May or June, something like that. And I was like, fuck, like, what if I'm wrong about this? What if she knows him? That's so awkward. And I've never met her before, but there's this little, like, buildup of tension because, like, we've both been seeing each other, but we never said hi.
And they've seen each other on social media for years.
Yeah, a long time.
They had each other on our Finstas for, like, so long.
She's on my Finsta.
And they've never met. And
Yeah.
same with us and all our friends.
I only
It's
have, like,
crazy.
18 people on my Finsta. It's nothing. And yeah, so it's a lot of, like, you know, there's a lot of pressure there. But once I saw that, I was like, God damn it. I finished my set and I was like, fuck. And I was just like, hype myself up for like 10 seconds in my head. And I was like, I'm just going to do it. And then I fucking walked over, like, all across the gym. I actually did the thing that I said in, like, the first episode of our podcast where I said, you got to count to 3 and you just fucking do it. You don't think about it because you're going to start making excuses and you're going to fucking pussy out. But yeah,
Chris
so
was trying to get, like, a good pump before, like, with the hundreds.
Literally, like, I gotta fucking look as big as possible. But yeah, I walked over, and because he had just, like, turned his back, but he was still hella close, like, right there. And then as I'm walking up, she, like, looked at me and she's like, "Oh, hey." I was like, "Hey," and then she's like, I was like, "Oh, what are you working out?" And she was like, "Oh, I'm doing legs." I was like, "Oh, okay." Or I think she's doing back. She's like, "I'm doing back," and I was like, "Oh," I was like, "Are you okay over here?" Like, I just said it. Like, are you okay? And she was like, "No, I'm not okay."
Aww.
I was like, "Okay." And then she just changed the subject hella quick. She's like, "Oh, yeah, I see you at stands sometimes." I was like, no way she just fucking brushed by that. Like, I'm here to save you, you know? I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. I was like, but are you okay? Like, I was like, is it the workout that like you're dead, or is it this fucking guy, you know? And she was like, it's definitely the guy. And I was like, oh fuck, okay. And she's like, yeah, I think I might go work out with you. And I was like, okay. And I was doing legs, so yeah.
And then she just changes the subject again. She just keeps you going. She's like, oh yeah, and then. But I'm fucking scared. But
you want to stay or are you leaving? What the fuck's going on? Literally. But yeah, and so she came with me, and then we went like all the way across the gym, like so fucking far. And she's like, dude, thank God, like I was praying for somebody to fucking come save me. Like there were so many people around, but nobody was doing anything. She's like, I was just so uncomfortable, and like he kept fucking like hitting on me, and he's like asked me for my number. He's trying to get me to like go play fucking frisbee with him or some shit, like all these weird fucking old people things. But I was just so glad I did it, and it was cool. Like we did the rest of the workout, and we like talked, got to know each other.
She pushed him really hard because she does a lot of. She's been working out for a while, and then she does a lot of leg workouts. So I know Chris was pretty.
I was hella sore, dude. My dumbass. I had pride. Like she was going hella heavier on the machines than like I usually go. I was like, fuck it. And so I just like matched her weight, and the next day, bro, I was so goddamn sore. It was not even fucking funny. For days after, actually, it's kind of embarrassing.
I know the hip abductors were the big ones.
I didn't do. Oh yeah, the adductor, the ones that are like sus. Those machines. God, dude, my fucking inner thighs are like so goddamn sore. I actually saw her yesterday in the gym, and I was doing legs. I was squatting, and she came over, and she's like, hey bestie, she's like, can I get the machine after you? I was like, yeah. She's like, come on, Chris. She's like, you're a thickie. You can squat more than that. I was like, no way. And I did.
She's like 2.5s on each side. Come on.
So I put more weight on, and I did squat it for like my last set.
She's like, Chris, come on. She puts 245s on there. Let's go.
Literally, bro. But I was like, yeah. But just that experience I thought was interesting because that's something I've never done before. But I always feel like I should do that, and then I've always not done it. Like in those types of situations, I always want to be the one who like steps up because I just feel like it's the right thing to do. But like I finally did it, and it felt really good. I felt really good. Like it gave me a good confidence boost. I think just knowing that I like helped someone.
And like you could do it again.
Such a scary
you trust
way.
Yourself to do it again. You know?
Yeah. Because what if the guy was like, "The fuck are you doing?" You know, or like, "What's going on?" Like, can you imagine? Like, what would I do? I don't know what I would do.
Hey, what the fuck? This is my girl. You know?
I'd be like, "Oh, this is my cousin."
No, this is my girl.
I don't know. Yeah, this is my fucking girl. God, but it was cool, and I was just thinking about it, like, if that was anybody else, like somebody I didn't know, I don't think I would have done anything. I'll just be honest.
Because I think
like,
it would have been too like vague of an.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's like, especially like since I don't know you, I don't know if you know this guy. You could totally know this guy, but I know her ish, and I was like, I don't think she's into like 50-year-old dudes with long nasty hair and like beer bellies, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I took the chance, and it was a cool experience.
I feel like I have in those situations, but only in terms of like the homelessness, you know.
Oh,
like
really?
That like I could do something in it, but I could not do something, you know. Because like there's never chances where like I see anyone getting like harassed or like in that uncomfortable position yet. Like I'm sure as we get older, that's gonna be more, and like we don't really do stuff like big in groups and stuff like, or in bars. Like think bars and clubs.
Yeah,
that's gonna
that's
be a
probably
big one
where
where
it'll
I'm
be.
gonna be like seeing more people and then having to like either do something or like I don't know, make the decision if I'm gonna do something, you know.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like I'm not, you know, like not walking the street and being like, oh shoot, like this person's running away from this guy, you know.
Yeah.
But the closest thing, like I said, is like I guess like homelessness. Like you know, like oh, do I want to like help this guy, like give him money or not? You know?
Oh,
Does that
I
make
see
sense?
what you mean
Like
now.
in terms of like morality, in terms of like, or is it morality? Or
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking that's like if you're alive or not.
Mortality.
But and like morality and just like can I do it? Do I want to do it? I don't know. I don't know if that's fucked, but like just saying like sometimes I like help the homeless people and I'm like, oh, like I'll give them, like I remember this one guy in AMPM, like I gave him like different types of foods, you know.
Oh,
but most of the
nice.
time I just do money because like this is easier. But then sometimes you don't, and you just have that like, God, you know, like.
I feel bad because I very rarely give money to homeless people. A big reason though is I never fucking have cash ever, like never. Or I might just have a couple bucks, and if that's the case, I will just be like, hey, here you go. But I never have cash. I don't know what the other option is. I guess I could buy him food or something if I really wanted to, but
but then it's like another step. Like,
That's something I kind of want to start doing a little bit, just because it's like I want to be a little more selfless. Because I see people like that and I feel hella bad, but then I'm not willing to do anything, you know. And I'm like, damn. So I think food's a good one too, because it's like they'll always want or like probably take food, you know. And money, like I've heard people say, like, oh, like they're just gonna spend it on drugs if you give them money, which they might, but it's like they probably need that too. Like they need money for sure, but food's a good one because it's like regardless they're gonna eat that and it's gonna like, you know, it's gonna fill them up.
I was seeing this one thing where they were like giving people like clean heroin things. I don't know.
Oh,
It's kind of the same. But, like clean heroin needles. And it's always interesting to see it, you know, mostly in the comments, like just like the different like
Opinions about that.
exactly. Like, you know, some people are like, oh, like you guys are just enabling them and like, you know, they're just gonna keep doing it. And then the other side's like, no, they're gonna do it anyway, so like might as well get like as healthy as possible so we don't have like more overdoses and all that stuff, you know. But it's like, like it's just crazy. Like it's like the same subject, the same thing, but like just totally two different sides. But it's like, I'm sure there's been studies and one of them is probably right. Like how is there still like debates about this? And it's weird how they like social media like leaves that ambiguity out there just enough so that there's always debates, but they never just give you the facts where it's like there's no debates anymore, you know?
Yeah, that's a hot take. Like I'm so bad at having opinions on shit like that where it's so controversial. I'm like, fuck, I don't know, you know? Like, I mean, abortion and shit like that, I have an opinion on that, but that's a tough one, you know? 'Cause it's like, are you enabling or are you making it safe for them to do it? Because, yeah, I've heard of that too. I think like in the big cities, like SF and probably like LA or something, they'd supply like clean needles, or I don't know if they just supply like clean drugs or not. I think so. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, definitely. Like clean,
yeah,
like,
which I mean, fuck, I feel like it's like, would you rather these people buy it from somebody sketchier and it could have fentanyl in it, or would you rather them have it because they're gonna do it either way, you know? So I think to an extent, like maybe you could view it as like the enabling, but it's also like that's the safest possible way that they could be doing heroin, you know?
Exactly.
Which is something you feel good about in a way.
Yeah, I feel like I don't. If I were to choose, I would do like obviously like the safe needle one. This goes with anything, but it's like
it's always gonna be good and bad.
Well, you could always just like look at the facts. Like opinions are just opinions. Like literally, just us thinking that might be bad is based off what? Like when have we ever done a research on any of this? But that's on everything, so you can't really use that as a justification. So I'm going to go with like just the opinion kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it just seems like if they're already going to be doing it, and we have the means to give them like the clean ones, like this will just make them survive at least, you know, let's just say one more week, and then maybe then they'll change. You don't want just a person just to die. That's like that's not change. Like you want to give them the chance to get like the full arc of their like, if they want to change, you know. Like who are we to just like like it's not an all or nothing thing, you know. Which gets frustrating because then it's like the people you do save, you're not giving them a chance anymore because you're just thinking like this person's gonna fuck up. Same with the money thing. Like people will hesitate to give people money just because of what they might buy, but it's like, what about the person who was gonna buy something good? Like now you just fucked them. Like, you know, off your opinion. Have you looked into this?
Because you're overthinking.
You know, like, and then biases too. That's when like biases come in. It's like with racial groups. It's like you see like a minority with like homeless person, and you think like, oh, this person's gonna do something sketch. But then you see someone like an American like homeless, and you're like, man, he just ran out of luck. You know, like it's like all this shit kind of comes, but it's like just do what's your best like heart intentions, you know, like, and just let the other side continue, you know, like let whatever they're gonna do, they were gonna do anyways, you know.
Yeah, drugs are a fucking gnarly one, dude. I don't know like how much firsthand experience or like witnessing you've had of like addiction, but I've definitely had some in my family. I don't even think I've like opened up to you about it too much, but like I've had like close family members addicted to like hard drugs and alcohol, like severe alcoholism. And it's so sad, dude. Like they'll do anything for, like once they're addicted, they'll steal from you, they'll steal money, they'll fucking drain their bank accounts. Like it doesn't matter. That shit really takes over, and it's really fucking scary. But that's one of the ones that like breaks my heart a lot. Also, like I've had like my brother-in-law, he like overdosed too last year in November. And that was fucking tough. And it's like that one was like so hard because he was so young. He was 27, I think, or 28. It's like he was healthy too. Like, it's not like he had cancer and we all knew he was gonna die or something. You know, it's like one day he was fine, his like great self, and then the next day he was dead. It's like, holy shit. Like, stuff like that puts it in perspective, dude. You're like, you really gotta fucking be careful, you know, especially with like coke and stuff. I like, be careful, you guys. Like, I'm sure we have some viewers who are like, could be dabbling in harder drugs, you know. Even cocaine, like, is something that's like relatively harmless. You know, it's like one of the more common hard drugs, I feel like. But even now, you don't know if there could be fentanyl in it. Like, I hear about like people in LA just fucking, they think they're just doing coke with their friends and bam, they're fucking dead. Like, it's fucking scary, dude. Let's tone it down a little bit here. I heard this study today and I thought of you. It was Andrew Huberman. I've talked about him a couple times. He's a psychologist at Stanford. He's a professor. And he has a podcast where he talks about a bunch of like psychology stuff. It's really interesting to me. He was talking about like, I guess there's a shitload of studies about people who smoke marijuana. And Ivan's been smoking like a little bit more lately, I've noticed. No, I'm not shaming you. I think you're fine. I think the way you do it is fine. I don't think it's affecting you in any bad way at all. But it just made me think of you. He was talking about chronic marijuana users, which means you smoke twice or more every week.
Wow.
Do you think that's you?
Yeah.
Wow. I think at least you do it twice.
No, yeah, I think right now, like you said, I've been smoking more, and it's also because of like jiu-jitsu and everything. Like a lot of people after will like smoke and stuff. It's probably right now like 4 times a week.
Yeah.
But like I said, I always tell Chris, I mean, like you could do it however you want, like whatever, the whole day, none, whatever, I don't care. But, like the way I do it is always at like night, which is always nice. Like that means
Seems like the best
just,
situation.
like, you know, and the means I do it right now is, I don't know if I talked about this, Bob, like I've changed from pens to pre-rolls.
Oh yeah.
And that's made it very like situational for when I could do it, which like helps me because like I feel like when you have a pen, it's like it's easier to like I said, you can do it how you want. Like I'm sorry, that's just for me. It's just more like I can hit it real quick before work. I can hit it in between in the bathroom. I can hit it real quick like in the car, you know, like our driving and stuff. But when you have like a pre-roll and you're not really about that life like crazy, it's like I'm not gonna do that at any certain time unless it's like perfect. So usually I'll just do it like 5 minutes before I get to home, you know, like on my way home, and then just enough to like get a few hits and then whatever, and then I go home, shower, eat. By the time I'm in bed, I'm kind of like cozy, you know. And then like just works. It's been working, and then like I said, since it's after jiu-jitsu, that's usually my schedule anyways. Like right after jiu-jitsu, I go home, shower, eat, you know.
It makes me wonder if I'm gonna start smoking more because I think it'll be around me more and more going to jiu-jitsu. Yeah, but
I mean, and then you got to think too, like it's been around you. Think when we were like,
it's true. It's always
like
around
when,
me.
yeah, when we were hanging out with like Andrew and Angel a lot, but like when we like they were all smoking and me too as well. Like you were saying no just as well.
Yeah,
you know, like just as fine.
True.
You know, so
it's
just
no
you,
different.
you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're different, so I guess it's like I don't know.
I am different.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I'm built different.
So the chronic smoking.
Yeah. So back to the study. Hella studies, he says. Not in those words, but he's like time and time again. Studies show that with chronic marijuana users, once you get past like 3 months or so of that smoking, like twice or more a week, it increases your anxiety by like 30%. And that's like when you're high and when you're not high. So it's like both. Even while you're smoking, you're going to have more anxiety than you otherwise would have if you hadn't been smoking twice or more a week.
I feel like I'm a pretty anxious person. So like it makes sense, you know? And like I think I always undermine how anxious I am, you know? And like not to like say like I'm the most anxious person or like whatever. And like I'm sure maybe other people feel this way, but like I'm just anxious all the time. And like a lot of times it's just like it's moment to moment and like a spike and a decline, but like consistent. So like it's like, you know, you wake up, like I wake up and I'm already anxious because I'm already kind of late, you know? Yeah. And then like I'm anxious.
You jerk off and you're 30 minutes later than you would have been.
No, I don't really jerk off in the morning anymore. Just kidding. Oh, I guess you can put it. But and then it's like I know my mom's in the kitchen and I've planned everything out, so I had to leave at a certain time. So I know I had to talk to her, and like that spikes my anxiety because then she always tells me something like, "Oh, you
need to do this,"
you know? Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh, okay. Real quick, one thing that like my mom's been like,
fuck.
I guess
just kidding.
It's been bad about is like that I've noticed that this is why I'm like certain things is So me and my mom have always lived with other people, and most of the time it's not like it's my mom's house and everyone lives under her, right? And most of the time it's we're living with someone else, and my mom is just like a paying like rent, you know.
Tenant,
But
yeah.
always to my sisters, really. But like I'm just saying that's the power dynamic here. So like think of it like that. So for the most part, my mom is very like, she knows the position she in. She doesn't really have like that power to do like to be, I guess, like obnoxious in a sense, which means she's always like overly concerned.
Oh.
So in a sense where it's like, you know, don't make certain noise. Make sure you're cleaning this. Don't do this. Oh, when they're doing like when they're like this, you have to be like this. Or like, you know, when you're outside, don't be shirtless. Or when you're, you know, just like small
Yeah.
things where it's like, you know, like don't put music after 10 o'clock. Like, but like consistent. And this is like daily. And this is like anything you do, right? So it's like, I realized that because now that she lives with me again, right? This was today, I think. There's an example. I like woke up, bro, and like every day she does the same thing. I open my door. This is my first thing I do. I literally wake up. I had to go pee. I open my door. Immediately, I open my door. She's like, shh. You know, every morning. Shh.
You haven't even made any noise
Literally,
yet?
the baby's asleep, just because the kid's asleep. But like, it's just the door opening. Like, I can't make that any slower. Like, you know, and I'm
Yeah.
not going to consciously really make that any slower. I mean, I guess with progression, maybe I would at this point. But it's like, Jesus, like I just
Immediately.
like immediately,
Like,
and then
bam.
think like, and then the next thing she did, she like got up and she's like, oh, you should offer your sister like $100 or give her $100. Like, ask her like, oh, does she need help with food? I was like, Mom, I already pay rent and food, because she didn't know I paid food.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I didn't know. I'm like, Jesus. And then she's like, you know, I came to your room the other day and like one of your carpet spots was like super wet. I think I dropped water or something. She's like, don't do that. Like, she's like, all this stuff, you know? And then she said like one other thing. And I was like,
I love when
"Jeez."
parents tell you not to do something you did on
It's
accident.
just like,
It's
Jesus
like, okay, I won't make a
Christ,
mistake
dude,
again.
You know, like, but I realized like I was like, she's been like this forever, you know?
Dude.
And
Yeah,
sorry, like,
continue.
just like it flow.
Sorry. I'm so antsy
It's
to
okay.
answer this.
And it just explains so much, because I'm like that with like everyone, and not just in living, but like just every scenario, you know, like I'm always making sure I'm not a bother. I'm always making sure like you know, I just try not to be obnoxious, but even though it's not obnoxious, but like that's just for lack of a better term. It's like I just make sure like I don't leave any crumbs and I don't leave anything,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm always like consciously worried. And then I was just like, Jesus, like my mom's just like exactly like that all the time. And it's always just because we've been like roommates with people in a sense.
Yeah.
And it's like such a shit feeling sometimes. I'm like that's why I'm like, now more than ever, I'm like, I want to be more myself, where it's like, Jesus, just less thought, you know, just
Yeah.
less noise. And that kind of ties in with the anxiety thing, but I'll continue after you.
Yeah. I just wanted to add to that. Like, I've been telling people ever since I moved out, once you move out and you're away from your parents and then you start seeing your parents again, it's like such a new perspective that you see of them, because you're like, holy shit. Like, now that I've been on my own and not had like your voice in my ear, I fucking realize so much like the effects you've had on me. Like, I was talking about my mom. Because, dude, like, listening to that makes so much fucking sense, because Jaime's always so concerned when we're in, like, public or in somebody else's house to be, like, so clean or, like, so well-behaved, like, no loud music, nothing embarrassing, nothing to bother anybody. He's always so goddamn careful. It's, like, almost annoying. So I get, like, that link there, like, your anxiety, and then link to, like, your mom always being that way. Same with me. Like, when I go back to my mom's house, my mom and my sister live there. I can just tell my fucking anxiety is like double when I'm over there. When I'm here, I'm like at peace, because like I get along really well with this sister, and like she's just chilling all the time. I'm just chilling all the time. I feel a little bit of pressure to like do the dishes and make sure everything's clean and whatnot. But like, bro, it's just so chill over here. And when I go back over there, I'm like, oh my God, like my mom's just such like a high anxiety person. Like, I'll be doing things for her, like moving something, or like I just put together a new like TV stand she ordered, and I had to like screw it together and shit. It was fucking huge. And like every little thing where like something almost fell, or like I almost dropped something for like a second, she's like like it's like those memes, bro, like when you're driving and your mom's like fucking grabbing the handles, like when you're going 35 mph. Same shit. Like every little thing, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but like she's just such a high anxiety person. I'm like, holy fuck, like how did I live here for so long? Or like, how did I not realize that until I moved out and came back? Like, wow. And I think that's the reason me too, like my noise mentally like never stops. Like I struggle to sleep a lot too, and I think it's just because my mind like it doesn't stop. Like I'm always thinking about the next thing I got to do, and I feel like it's because partly of that. And then yeah, another thing I realized like since seeing her since I moved out is like I struggle with guilt a lot, and I feel like she's kind of like a contributor to that because I just started realizing more like, why are you guilting me for this? Like, I won't want to do something, and she'd be like, come on, like, are you serious? Like, these people mean this much to you, and you're not going to do this for them? I'm like, if I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it. You know, I'm an adult now. But, like, holy shit. Like, I realize that now. I'm like, wow. Like, there's so much characteristics of me that I never realized were due to you, you know? And now that I moved out, like, holy shit. Continue, anyways. I don't know if you have anything else to say. Fuck, that felt good.
Yeah, it really does.
I hope she didn't listen to this.
It's really
telling
shocking,
my
and like
boss.
that's just one of a lot of things. Then you start realizing. I mean, obviously they've shown you a lot of good. You know,
Yeah.
like there's
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
like very loving. And
I'm
stuff.
only saying the bad,
Yeah,
you know?
and it's more frustrating. And this is where like, as a kid you can't tell, and as an adult you kind of can more. Since technically they're like actions are mostly due to love. Like, you know, your parents aren't really gonna ever want to hurt you. Hopefully,
Yeah.
you know, like hopefully your parents don't either. But like their actions aren't really driven by like, oh, like anger towards you. You know, it's more just like they're doing something and then like they just don't see that. You know, and like same with like my mom just being like frustrated at me for like all this stuff, but like. And like she just over cares for me, like, oh, here's your lunch and all this stuff, but like make sure you do this, and gee, like I get it, like you're doing it out of love, but it's like fuck, you know, like can I just walk past and then you just say hey good morning and that's it, you know? But anyways, as a kid, you kind of see that like their characteristics is just normal and love, like okay, like they really want to love you. I
Yeah.
can't be mad, like, you know, like I
Yeah.
can't be upset, like I can't analyze it because it's just this is just how they love. But then you're older and it's just like it's not how it's supposed to be, you know, like it's like if you could just work on yourself, then your ways of showing love will be better, or
Yeah.
your ways of like being will be better, and I don't have to like contribute you with like love and with like careness and all that stuff. It's like
Yeah.
I need to be shown the right way, you know?
It's like, yeah, in like 95% of cases, I feel like your parents are doing those things because they think it's the right thing to do. And like they're trying to shape you into the person they want you to be, like successful and social and like grateful and kind and stuff. But it's like, damn, how do you not realize, you know, sometimes. But yeah, it's like, I know it comes from a good place, even though I just like dragged my mom through the mud. But I know it's coming from a good place. She just wants me to be like a nice young man, you know, and courteous and all this shit. But, fuck, I lost my train of thought. I was just say so much more. Give me a second.
I can go back to the anxiety thing.
Yeah, keep
Just
talking
'cause
about it.
I don't know. We'll see if there's anything left.
Wait.
No,
I remembered. I've just been thinking, like, and I was talking to Lindsay about this too last night. We were talking about how, like, your early 20s are just such a fucking pivotal moment in your life. Like, you're learning so much about yourself. Like, I feel like I've learned so goddamn much in the past, like, just few years. Like, I've changed so much. My interests are so different. Like, I'm learning so much, like, how to be nicer to myself and others, how to communicate, all the good things that, like, you should be learning as an adult. And it's just cool that we can take that away from, like, the experiences our parents gave us. Now as, like, young adults, like, young 20-year-olds, we're able to, like, adapt and be like, you know what? That's not the best way to do it, so I'm going to do it differently. That's so cool. It's like evolution, you know?
It's like if you were slightly either like immature, you didn't have enough experiences, or you're ignorant, you wouldn't have been able to recognize these things.
Yeah.
You would have been like, oh wow, like now when I'm in a relationship, I'm gonna be doing this, or
Yeah.
now when I want to show love, or when I want to be a parent, or when I want to do something like relationship wise, you know, bonding. It's like, no, those actions aren't right. Like, you know,
Yeah.
or like I should at least look at my own actions even now. Like, what am I doing wrong? Like that I could be thinking is perfectly fine in a relationship, like a friendship, you know,
Yeah.
like even friendships, it's like you think you're being good friends, and you know most of the time you are, but if you're not self-analyzing your friendship, like on like what you're providing, obviously what the other person's providing, that's important too, but like how am I acting, then like one of you is gonna explode, or something's gonna happen, or you're gonna be surrounded by bad people, and it's like it is cool, like you kind of
Yeah.
realize like, oh damn, respect to me for at least having some sort of self-awareness, you know.
Do you think people, like, learn from our podcast? Or, like, do you think it ever helps anybody? These like,
I hope so.
internal thoughts we just let out? Like, I hope the other people have, like, self-awareness at least a little bit more than they would have, you know?
I hope so, because I mean, a lot of times, you know, we repeat topics or we talk about different things and like different things we've experienced, and like we're learning so much as we go, you know.
Yeah.
And I just the big thing like I hope for people is one, like realizing there's like other people like this, and then like two, like I just want them to think, like I just want you to think about yourself. Like that's it. Like that's all I want people to get out of my like when I podcast, or you know when we podcast, but like what I'm saying is like I just want people to like when I talk about a subject, you don't even have to think like me. I just want you to think about it. You know?
Yeah.
And that's my big thing is like, yeah, you might not have anxiety, but like think about like anxiety. Like think about how does it affect people? How much of it like is it in you? How do you deal with things? Like why are you anxious? Like that's all I want you. I want your brain to be moving, because I just feel like people, the more busy you get, the harder it is to like have these conversations, and like even like, you know, things get not focused.
Yeah.
Like, you know, as much, you know, with entertainment and everything, and just being work. Like fuck work, man. Like I get so pissed that I have like such a bad skew of the like view of the world just because of like how it's so fucked. You know, it's just so fucked. And like a big thing has been work, you know, like just how work is just like such a big lead to people's miserable lives and like miserable things, and how it's like just so far down bad, where it's like, you know, it's just the many against the few, but the few are winning, you know?
Yeah.
Fuck. So like when you guys like take like an hour and a half of your time to like call us entertainment, basically, right? If we could talk about some good stuff, you know, like that feels really good. Like, you know, like it just feels good. It's like I want to fucking bullshit with him. I want to see your dick, but I also want to like talk about some stuff,
crazy?
you know?
I literally gave you 3 pictures of my penis, and now we're like talking about something so wholesome.
Yeah.
It's about diversity. I don't know.
It's about variability.
Anyways,
real quick, the anxiety thing.
Yeah.
And because we're just talking about like how anxious I was, I am, and yeah, just like different throughout the day, you know. And but I do realize that I am like that on a consistent basis, and like I said, I think I undermine it, and it's just like I always just feel it in my heart. Like I just always feel my heart, like you know, like just so much thoughts. My heart starts
Your
like
chest
feeling
a little
heavy,
tense.
you know.
Yeah.
But it's just so constant, where I'm like, I'm surprised, like I've just not like, died. You know, like I'm not broke, like basically, because there's just, and that's like my not skill, but like things about like getting over things, but like quickly. It's like I have to be able to maintain my sanity. Like, you know, I have to let things go and like whatever. But I just get so anxious about the future, like so much. You know, like it's that's the big thing. It's always just about the future, what's gonna happen, all stuff, and then like during the moment, I'm just like, oh my god, like I gotta make sure everything's good. But yeah, it's like I consider myself a little anxious, and I don't think the weed technically has helped.
I don't think it's hurt you.
I don't think it's.
I think you have so many things that counter what the weed might be doing, may or may not be doing to your anxiety. Like you do jujitsu, you work out, you talk to me on the phone, we fucking podcast, you masturbate, you have sex. Like there's so many good things that you're doing for your mental health, and like to reduce anxiety and to make you like way calmer and happier as a person. So I feel like it's like you have 10 things versus one thing. So I wouldn't worry about it.
I think if I was smoking all the time and not being able to like allow myself to have different outlets, my anxiety would be like crumble. You know, like I'd just be like anxious all the time. Probably wouldn't want to leave my room and like, you know, kill myself. And so I think the fact that like also even with weed, like it's helped me like open up and do different things, but just myself, like forcing myself to do different things and everything. It's definitely like balanced that out really well, you know?
It's really good to have outlets, dude. It's so fucking important. Like that's, I feel like what has like saved me so many times, like from my shitty like situations at home and like really gnarly shit going on in my life, is I always had something to like escape into or to take the edge off, you know? And I was talking to somebody recently, I don't remember the exact like conversation or scenario, but it was generally this. Like they were talking about one of their friends who was in a relationship, and like once like anything was a little off in the relationship, the person was like so fucked. Like they were just so unhappy, like anxious, crying, like an emotional wreck. And I was just like, I understand that you're like going through it a little bit when something's a little off, but I feel like having so many outlets, it's so good to like hold you up when something like that's happening, because it's like having 10 windows versus one big window. You know, when you have one window that's like 10 different squares of glass, if one square breaks, you have fucking 9 more that are still intact, you know? But it's like when you put all your happiness into one thing or one person, or if you have nothing, like nothing holding you up, life's really fucking hard, dude. So it's like, I'm so glad that I've always had like sports and friends and like multiple different areas of life to like hold me up when things get really dark, you know? It's like I can go through a mental breakdown and I'm okay like a couple days later, you know?
Yeah, like you could do something
like,
and
you
feel
have so
better.
many things to lean on, but
And you could even feel better before like something bad happens. Like let's just say like without the outlet, then for sure you'd explode or for sure something would happen. But once you like have that outlet, you're like, I've calmed down, you know? Which is also why I get frustrated with the work scenario too, because like when people are forced to work 12 hours to like make a living, especially with kids, it's like you're not even going to want to have an outlet.
Yeah.
And even if you do have an outlet, now it's a chore or it's a sacrifice, like, but a big one, you know, you're sacrificing either your kid, you're sacrificing extra money, you're sacrificing like sleep. And it's like, fuck, that's work. Fuck you, work. Like that's because of that, because people should have like so much time to like figure out different outlets and do stuff. But like, it's not encouraged because of just not enough time, like technically not enough time because the pressure, you know? But when people do like prioritize that and like find that, especially at a young age, you know, like you could just see the difference. Like, okay, look at that person at least like had one thing early on and they like knew that this was more valuable than work or money, you know? Yeah. And then you could see the people who like have given up on that and have just been like, I don't have anything.
I have nothing.
Like I have no hobby. But like they don't, I mean, I know they have some self-awareness where they're like, I know this is kind of fucked, but like they've justified it or accepted it where it's like, I just can't, you know?
That makes me so sad to see, because I've seen it and I'm seeing it. Like I know people who it's like all you do is work, and then when you don't work, you just watch TV. You know, like fuck, like watching TV is great, but it's like, and if you're happy, they might be happy. You know, maybe I'm just full of shit, but like I'm just imagining myself in that situation. I'm like, I don't think I'd be very happy. Like I just work my ass off, and then I just watch like TV and just I'm on my phone all the time. Like I'm just so
not enough to like step up a little bit more to give more of yourself. And for me, like a lot of my examples is it's just like mostly with kids, right? Like that's one big thing, kids. Another thing is just like cleaning and cooking, especially with being raised by like women. You see that a lot where it's like you kind of have the responsibility of doing that, you know? Yeah. It's like you work, you clean, you cook, you provide, and then there's nothing left for you.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
what are you?
Exactly. Like no, it's fuck. Like what are you without this? Like, and it's almost like now do you depend on this more than it depends on you? You know, like do you want it this way so that you have a reason to do that? And it gets like all, you know, gray. Yeah. But it gets frustrating, you know, because it's just like, damn, like I wish the world wasn't this way so that you could have more time. Or like, because people say like, oh, you can make time, you know, like, yeah, no shit, I could do that. Like if the person wants, he could go to the gym for an hour. But it's like when the cards are against you, you obviously aren't going to want to do that. And that's why, like, you know, like social standards. Is it social standards? I don't know. Economic standards. Give me a second. I didn't think about it better. Like,
Societal.
just like why society matters in terms of like unfairness. Like, as in, like certain groups don't get this funding, and certain like certain racial groups have to work this much harder, and certain like people, like you got to take that into consideration because those factors affect so much of your life, you know, just where you're born, you know, like affects so much. And I hate like when people kind of like take that like equal platform where it's like, yeah, you could find time like I did, where it's like, bro, like standards are like things are different. And the fact that you like see it that way is like so privileged and annoying. But then it's also annoying because it's like you want to give that message out, like you can do it, because you can't just completely give up on the people and be like, oh yeah, that makes sense, like, you know, you have a rough life, like okay, well, you can't do it. It's like a fine line of like you have to understand, but you have to like encourage them, like as in like fuck all that.
You gotta empathize but still push them out of their comfort zone.
It's a really hard thing to deal, especially like as being people who do have a platform. That's something that's going to be interesting to see, like with the years coming, is like how we are, you know, because I never want to be the person that's like making people think it's easy.
Get off your ass.
Yeah.
You fucking lazy.
But I never want to be the person to just be like, Okay, you know, like
Yeah.
you've like succumbed to like society and just fucking work, you know?
Yeah.
Like I want to be that person, but I don't want to sound ignorant. I feel like it's a hard thing, you know?
It's tough. I think I definitely like lean more towards like if you want it bad enough, you make time, you know? Which it's like, it's probably annoying and douchey, but it's like, it's fucking true. Like I heard a wise man once said, you have 8 hours to do what you want to do. You sleep 8 hours, you work 8 hours, and then you have another 8 hours that makes 24. And that's what fucking matters. Like what you do with those 8 hours is what's going to determine everything else, you know? Like if you fucking use it to do something that's going to better you as a person, then that's fucking great. But if you're going to use it to just like lounge around and be a lazy piece of shit, I'm just kidding. Me taking it hella far in the direction we just said we weren't going to go.
See, 'cause,
But
like, that's the thing that's frustrating. Like for me, even when people say that, like that pisses me off. Not to be
yeah.
not to be
No, I know.
But it's like, God, like people like, and I feel like that's what people who have employees, like employers, say, and it pisses me off so bad.
Yeah,
Because
it's like, bitch, I don't have 8 hours. I have like 6.
Yeah,
Like,
and I know
by the
you're
time I'm done
aware
with
of
doing
that,
shit,
you know.
Yeah.
But it's just like people really don't understand. Like sometimes, like, and this is not even like, yeah, I have work and stuff, but I'm talking about like construction workers. I'm talking about people with like that have kids and then work at an office for like 10 hours. I'm like, everyone has like stuff going against them, you know, where it's like, bro, you work. And think about how much time you get prepared to work, you know, like how long it takes, the drive and stuff. And just the mental, like, hey, I can't do this tonight because I work a whole another day the next day. Like, you still let work affect you that much. And, like, people like millionaires or employers are always like, oh, like, you know, you can make time. But it's like, Jesus, fuck, I'm tired. You know, like, God damn. Like, yeah, no shit. You know, I could do it technically on a piece of paper, but I'm not two-dimensional. You know, I'm
It's
three-dimensional with
fucking
so much
hard.
feelings.
Yeah,
you know?
it's like you gotta go grocery shopping. If you have kids, like that's a whole nother thing. You gotta take care of your kids, and then it's like if you want to have a social life, it's fucked, dude. It's fucked.
And the same thing with like being in a relationship and like being single. It's like I can't imagine doing all this and then having to provide for someone, or like having to worry about someone else. You know,
Yeah.
whether that be like because of love or just because whatever. But it's like, Jesus, like this is so much of just on me now. Like you bring a kid or you bring a partner, is like. That's really bad. You know, that's really bad. And I'm like, fuck, you know, sorry for everyone who does have that. You know, I'm sure you're happy. But, like, damn. I mean, like, it's a lot to burden. So, like, be easy on yourself, too, because
You're doing a lot.
you're doing a lot. And just make sure that the person you are giving that energy for is really worth it and is really doing the same, you know? And, like, make sure that they got their own life and look at yourself, too. And, like, make sure, hey, I have my own life. Because... did you just start wanting to intertwine too much, but like by changing, it's just so exhausting. You know?
I remember there's this video you sent me once, and it was this guy, and he's like, yeah, I went to therapy, and I just tell my therapist like, yeah, like I'm a good husband, I'm a good boyfriend, it was a long time ago, but he was like, yeah, like I do all this for my wife, I do all this for my kids, I do all this for like these people, and his therapist was like, yeah, like you're doing that to be a good husband, you're doing that to be a good father, but like, what are you doing for you? And it's kind of like ties into how you're saying there's people who are like, they do everything to be a good mom. Like they're making the food, they're cleaning, they're fucking making sure everything's ready for their kid. And like, they got to get them to bed and this and that. It's like, what's there for you? You know, that's like what's scary to me sometimes. I'm like, damn, I don't know if I want kids like for that reason. It's like, I like doing shit for me, you know, but.
And I was thinking, and I've had these thoughts like a few times. It's like, if there's so many, like, I'm not saying that's not a bad parent. I'm saying as in a mom that kind of like gives up everything to make sure you have everything, you know, goes to all your stuff and all that stuff and make sure you're provided for and make sure you're cared for. And like, basically that's her job and that, you know, you're with her all the time, right? That's technically a good parent. But does that, if you take that away or just different perspective, like, is she her best self in herself, you know?
Yeah.
So then, let's say just by my standards, she is by her best self, which means that, like, she will find things that she enjoys. She prioritizes herself. Let's not say more than her kids, but, like, right below it, where it's, like, a good shared balance, right? And, you know, she takes care of her kids. She goes to, like, their events sometimes. But sometimes she's, like, has to drop them off to daycare to do something else. Or sometimes she, you know, whatever. I feel like that's pretty healthy, right? Like that means like you still have a lot of yourself and you're not just like provider and then there's nothing for left.
Nothing
and then after
else.
18 years, you're like, what am I? You know?
Yeah.
But like, since that's usually how things are, it's like when society, like when people do that, like I feel like people kind of like look badly on the mom, you know?
When
like
they-
in a sense, it's like, wow, like you really didn't like weren't there for your son the whole time. Like you're
Yeah.
gonna go surfing like this
Yeah.
week, where it's like, that's kind of how it is. But then I also have to think of the perspective of the kid. Is like, how does the kid feel about that? Because
Yeah.
then I feel like they see all these like their friends or peers, like they have parents who did that for them, right? Like, oh, look at like my dad cared for me so much, and he's like, well, my mom kind of had to leave every once in a while, you know?
Yeah.
She doesn't love me as much. But it's like, damn, she does love you as much. It's just like she loves herself too.
Yeah.
But since like that's the majority, your standard is shaped by that, you know?
Damn, you gotta sacrifice a lot when you become a fucking parent, dude. We're gonna have to get an editor or something, you know?
Especially when you only got like a few hours, you know?
Yeah, bro. It's tough. You wanna wrap it up?
Yeah, that sounds good.
I think so. I think it's been like close to 2 hours, maybe.
Let us know what you guys think of the pillow. I really enjoy it. I really like it. I think it adds a lot. I think Chris likes it too.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think of the dick pics.
No, my God.
Let me know what you think. Thanks again for the gift. I appreciate the Destroy Boys. I'm really excited to go.
I'm pumped.
I think like the 5 of us, one car, good car ride, Airbnb if we can. If not, that's okay. But really excited. Definitely left the price in there, huh? Just so I could see. Right? Just kidding.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
that's how much I care, dude. Cheap ass tickets though.
Wait,
Like
this is for 5 people?
the tickets, they were $21 each, but then there's a fee. It's like a processing fee or some bullshit, you know. But it's $9, so it's $30 a ticket basically.
Wow.
But I got you,
You're like-
and then everybody else paid me.
You're like, I just sent the Zelle request.
Oh yeah, so you should have the request. Imagine. God damn.
Let me do my spiel real quick. Okay.
Real quick.
Okay, you do it first.
It's just so like this will be quick.
No, okay.
It's just so interesting.
Are you guys
like,
tripping?
as much as we keep podcasting, every time I'm always battling with myself in my head, like, should I say this? Should I not say this? And I'm like, I'm just really learning to like not give a fuck. Like I'm trying to just say, like, be so transparent and just say whatever the fuck I want, but sometimes it's so goddamn hard. So I hope you guys appreciate me. Anyways, go on.
Yeah, we try to be as transparent, but and I hope you guys do appreciate that and see that. I think you guys do because
Yeah.
you guys see like, holy shit, these guys fucking say something that I wouldn't. Just put yourself in our position sometimes.
Yeah. Gay experiences,
All that
fucking
stuff.
everything. Yeah.
Real quick, I'm gonna do my spiel at the end. We took a break, but before that break, I think we had like 3 months of consistency, just about. We
4.
gained a lot of subs in the meantime, like over probably like maybe 250
Mhm.
probably subs.
Goddamn right.
A lot of 1,000+ videos back to back. I think since our vlog, right after our vlog, dude, just so many, like
Yeah.
just so many thousands, 2,000, so many likes. We've had a big thanks to all our guests in that stretch that we had. Obviously the ones before, but just in that stretch. We had Lindsay, we had Jose, we had Isaura, we had Nish, we had Christian.
Brenda,
I think Brenda was a little bit before that period.
Mary from Germany.
Mary.
Mhm.
But yeah, Brenda too, of course, but I'm just talking about the period. And just really good stretch. I want to thank Chris, especially. He works
Mhm.
really hard on the videos. Really does, just to get him out to you guys on time. And it was a really good stretch, guys. And, we took a 1-week break, but I'm hoping we could continue that and see the growth of the channel. We're officially at like 412 subscribers, which is fucking
Mhm.
banging.
Coming up on a year almost too. It's
Almost
fucking
a
gnarly.
year. We're almost gonna hit our year anniversary. You guys aren't ready for that one. We're not gonna do anything special, so you
I don't know what
you're
we're gonna
fired
do
already.
yet.
And appreciate you guys so much. If you guys have been watching for a while, we appreciate it. Hope you guys have been able to see our growth. If you guys are just new, this is your first one. Thanks for sticking all the way to the end.
Yeah.
We will see you guys or we'll post this Friday. So
Yep.
it's Friday.
Yeah.
Happy, good job,
Happy
guys. You
Friday.
made it.
You made it.
Go drink up. After this, we'll see you guys next Friday, hopefully. Maybe with a guest, maybe not. Just depends on what works out. But if we do, it'll be exciting.
Goddamn right.
All right. Love you guys. Be safe.
All right. Peace.